Okay, so today we're going to learn how to use Desmos graphing calculator to help us solve systems. Okay, because as we learned yesterday, we can definitely solve systems with graphing. However, it is an estimate, and sometimes in real life, when we're looking at systems, they're not going to be exact points. So we need to be able to find an exact value. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by solving for y. And we're going to graph these two lines by hand, and then we're going to make use of our Desmos graphing calculator to help us. I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger for a little bit, and we'll get these solved for y, and then we'll go ahead and let technology help us. Okay, so solving for y. 3x plus 2y equals 4. I'm going to move my x. 2y equals negative 3x plus 4. Divide by 2. And I come up with y equals negative 3 halves x plus 2. So we'll go ahead and make that a red line. So I'm going to start at 2. I'm going to drop 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 2. And I'm going to go ahead and draw that line. So we can get kind of an estimate of what we think our answer is going to be. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, let's solve the other one now. Let me close this so it's completely out of the way here. All right, so if I use the other one, x plus 2y equals negative 4. Again, move my x, and that is a negative 1x. So 2y equals negative 1x minus 4. Remember, those are like terms. So I'm going to divide by 2. Y equals negative 1 half x minus 2. So I'm at negative 2. I'm going down 1 and right 2, down 1 and right 2. So it looks to me like we should be intersecting somewhere in this vicinity. So the point of intersection, the point of equilibrium is here. So my solution, I believe, is 4. So 4 to the right and negative 4. That's my x value and my y value. Remember, what you're doing when you find those is you're coming across and you're going down, and as you follow them, that is where the intersection is. My x value comes first. Okay, so let's see if we can actually do this with technology and see if we're accurate. Okay, so here is the Desmos graphing calculator. I am going to type in y equals negative 3 divide 2. And look at how that's on the bottom. So I actually need to use my right arrow and move over 1 so that my x is on the side. So now I've got a line started. I know that it's at positive 2. So now that line looks very similar to my red line. I'm going to click below, and I'm going to do y equals again. And this time I'm doing negative 1 divide 2. And here's my x. And this time I'm starting at negative 2, so minus 2. Okay, so you can see that I'm going to go ahead and make this big for now and move this up. Here's my 2 lines, and I can see that I have an intersection right here. So if I click that point with Desmos, it actually tells me that the answer is 4, negative 4. Okay, 4, negative 4, which is what we came up with. We came up with 4, negative 4. So we know that we did that one accurate, and my graph wasn't too far off. It was an exact value. Okay, so let's try this one. So I want you to solve for y. Okay, solve for y, and then go ahead and graph them on the technology, so using Desmos, and see if you can come up with the solution. Okay, let's see how you did. So I need to solve these for y real quick. So I'm going to subtract my x. So negative 3y equals negative 5x plus 12. Divide by negative 3. y equals negative, negative. We know that is positive, and 12 divided by negative 3 is going to be a negative 4. So I'm going to go ahead and, since this one is blue, I'm going to put it in this first spot. So 5 divided by 3 and minus 4. So there's my first line. Okay, and I got to get my second one. So I'm going to subtract my 3x. Oops, I better change that color. Otherwise, I'm going to get myself mixed up here. So minus 3x. So negative 2y, don't lose that negative. Negative 3x plus 16. Divide negative 2. So y equals 3 over 2x minus 8. Okay, so y equals 3 divided 2. And move over to the x. And minus 8. Okay, so at this point, I cannot see where they are intersecting, and both lines are positive, so I need to do a little manipulation on my graph to be able to find where they are intersecting. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this in and move it around a little bit, and I'm going to move back out so that I can actually find the intersection, and I'm going to click on that point. See if I can figure out where they are actually intersecting. And it says the point of intersection is negative 24, negative 44. So my solution is negative 24, negative 44. So you can see how using technology when you're graphing is a very quick way to get an answer. And it is also a good way to kind of check your work. So if you had to solve something with substitution and you wanted to make sure that you were right, you could solve for y and graph them and just double check that you actually solved them correctly. So it's kind of a little handy tool. Okay, so today what you're going to be working on is solving some equations to y equals and graphing and finding the intersection using technology. So we want you to be using Desmos to find your solutions. And if you have any questions, reach out to us. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next video, and we'll be talking about our third form of solving systems, and that is elimination. So have a good rest of the day.